Oh, we can go.
Another Beauty Supply is proud to sponsor Mike King Biz Radio on The Choice 105.3. We can be found at 1625 Fall Street, Richmond, Virginia. Come grow with us.
You know, back in the day when we used to have testimony service, my mama would stand up on her feet and she'd throw her head back and sing songs like this. She said,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around, coming to you live from the studios of WQCN The Choice, which is 105.3. You can reach us at 804-638-3419. We are the best business radio program around because we bring the game changers to you. We'd like to thank our good friends here at The Choice, Faith and Love. Follow them and support the things that they're doing because they're making big moves on a lot of things to support the community. You can follow me on all social platforms, hashtag Mike King Biz, hashtag On the Mic with Mike. I'd like to thank Anoma Beauty Supply for being our sponsor and supporter, always doing big things in the community. And we just like to thank them for that. So On the Mic with Mike, we are talking, so we always have great guests. Today we have somebody who's doing some phenomenal things. He is a filmmaker who's out there. He has a new film that's out. He's an award-winning creative person. I bring to you Ty Cooper. Ty, welcome to the program, sir.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All righty. So you have the project. Really quickly, let folks know who you are. You got something amazing that you're on right now. Let folks know about Amanda and Ty Cooper first.
Ty Cooper first. Well, I own a marketing and branding company. I started with that. I own a marketing and branding company in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's a company I started when I was an undergrad at Oklahoma State University decades ago. So I don't want to tell my age too much. But,
well, you said decades. You said decades, so we're gonna let that go.
Yeah, decades. And so basically, I've converted the business over time. It evolved into more of a marketing and branding firm by which I shoot television commercials, branded videos, photography. We provide content, writing, and a lot of political strategy as well for political clients.
So On the Mic with Mike King. Sure, Ty Cooper is here with us. We are on The Choice. He is an award-winning filmmaker. So you have a current project that's out right now. Let the folks know about what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I was able to transition over rather from the marketing and branding company and started to add a lot of filmmaking, to my arsenal, I would say. And I had a couple movies already that have won some awards, and this one here called Manta is a film that I wrote, directed, and produced right here in Richmond, actually, and over a 5-day period last year, and now it's on tour. And it's a great project. It's a street piece. It's a street movie about a 28-year-old woman who lost her mother to cancer when she was only 9 years old, and she's held that trauma with her all her life. She's a painter, and right now she's actually waiting for her work to get curated in the art gallery. And some things happen by which she makes some decisions, and which is really pretty much a direct result of the trauma that's unresolved in her life. So, yeah, it's something we can relate to.
Okay, so that's dropping really quickly. It's soon, isn't it?
Yeah, we have it. I had two sold out screenings in Charlottesville in November.
Okay.
And then I put together the tour now. So it's touring now and it's coming to Richmond actually tomorrow, Saturday.
All right, so it's coming tomorrow. It's going to be a bow tie theaters. Give our listeners, so Mike King is here, we have Ty Cooper who's with me. Let them know where they can get the information and see Amanda.
Yeah, so it's going to be at bow tie cinemas at Movie Land, which is right there on North Arthur Ashe Boulevard. And it starts at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening, and it's followed by a panel discussion. So it's me and a few of the actors. We have Heather Van Cleve, who's the 2021-22 Miss Virginia for America. We have a couple other local one other local actor. Then we have the lead actor. She's coming to town from DC where she lives. So and that's tomorrow evening. You can get tickets on the website at amandathefilm.com. That's amandathefilm.com. You'll see the tour business. Just go to Richmond and buy
All right,
tickets.
ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important piece. He's put a lot of work into it. He's put his sweat and heart into what he's doing. He's a creative, and it's really something that showcases Richmond. So let's talk about the part that your journey to get from the idea to bring this to life, because everyone has a dream. We talked about that before. Everyone has a dream. How do you take that dream and make it a reality?
What I usually do, Mike, to be honest with you, is that I sit down. You got to sit down for a minute. I sit down, and then I pretty much just I create my characters. I begin to do research on my characters. For me, all my stories are character driven. So when I mean by character driven, the story is really surrounding what the character is going through, what the character's accomplishments are, what their goal is or are. And what I try to do is make sure I just really develop that character to the point where I know that character's favorite color, her favorite food, even things that's not in the movie. And once you develop the characters, at least what I do, once I develop the characters, then I find out, okay, what is the story that I want to tell? What's so special about this particular character? And then I put the ensemble together of other characters that will lend to what that main character has to accomplish. And and that's kind of my that's my style of writing and my approach to writing the story.
All right.
And then what I did is basically you got to look at your budget, figure out where you're going to shoot at, location scouting, after you can get your cast, and then you put that money behind it, that drive, and make something happen.
And that's what you're doing. So you're on tour. So tomorrow is Richmond at the Bowtie Theater. Let folks know again how that they can come out and partake of the film.
Yeah, you can get tickets in advance right now just to make sure you have a ticket. So amandathefilm.com. But we also, if we don't sell out, we also will be having tickets. We have tickets at the door too, at the table, the check-in table, if we don't sell out. But get your tickets in advance. That way, at least you know that you're in there.
That's right. Get the tickets, ladies.
amandathefilm.com.
That's right. Get the tickets, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he's doing. This is an outstanding project. My man Ty Cooper is really out there doing some great things. So, Ty, one last time, how can people find you and support what you do?
Yeah, on the website, amandathefilm.com. You can also go to my social media. My IG handle is TY, that's Ty, Creative Visuals. So that's my handle, Ty Creative Visuals on IG. But to be honest with you, the website is always great because I have a trailer up there. You have behind the scenes photos. You have a lot of information that you can learn a lot, about the film before you make the decision to be attend.
That's
and
right.
We won some awards too. We won another award, Mike, that you didn't know about, but we won one best short drama at a festival in New York this week. I just found out 2 days ago.
Congratulations, man, doing some big things. So we're talking one of Mike with Mike. We bring you the best and brightest. Ty Cooper is one of them. He's a creator, but man, his business hustle is on point, taking something and really making it more than it is. Ty Cooper, thanks for coming on the program, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get out to Bowtie Theater. Ty Cooper, Amanda the Film. That's what we do. One of Mike with Mike. We're here at The Choice. Really quickly, we're going to have Minister Tiger Foot give us an update of what's happening here on campus, and I'll give him a minute.
What's going on, y'all? Tiger Foot right here, Choice 105.3. What's up, Mike? On the mic, man. We having a blessed time as we are getting ready to set up for the 5th anniversary of Choice 105.3 being on air. And being on air, we are including our Choice Awards. We do have 2 special performances that's going to be happening at that event. That's on February 13th at 11 a.m. during our morning service. Come on out and support and enjoy this right here.
Okay, that's funny.
You're also gonna have M. Renee. She's coming up, and her music ministry is extraordinary. You also have EJ the mimer, that she's gonna be performing this mime ministry right here at that event. And then we're honoring our Choice Award winners for 2022.
All right, so here.
And one of them
Can I
are
mention the
MKB
name?
himself, Mike King's Biz Network and all his affiliate programs. They're gonna be on air. So yeah, come on and support that with 5 others that we're honoring in the Choice Awards. Keep it locked here, y'all. It's Tiger Foot, Choice 105.3, Mike King Biz. Be right back after these messages.
I
Women
apologize.
Speaking Sports
My apologies,
RVA
Frank.
on
I'm so
ESPN
sorry.
Richmond. Friday, Carrie, Danielle, me and Dr. Danny giving you all of the sports news from a female fan perspective.
that?
College sports, football, basketball,
that?
tennis, golf,
Is
and a
that
look at the business side of sports. Bringing the heat every
I'm gonna
week.
get out
Women
in a
Speaking
couple
Sports,
weeks.
Friday morning, 6:30 on ESPN
It
Richmond
sounds great.
106.1, a Mike
You've been
King
doing
Biz
great radio
radio
forever.
production.
Between him and Tiger, I should be able to get some nice drops.
You got all of them. Like you've done a bunch of those for me.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. On the mic, I'd like to thank my man, Ty Cooper. Make sure you get out and support the program. So he is Ty Cooper. It is a man of the film. We're here at the campus of Faith and Love Fellowship, WQC and The Choice. We'd like to thank Minister Tiger Foot for the update. It's always good they show us love being here. I'm not rolling solo today. What comes up after me, you guys know what time it is. It's the Brooklyn Betty with the business breakdown, Steph Bee. But she's in the building with us right now. Steph Bee, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna talk quick because I want to be on time because I know what time it is. You're looking at the clock.
You be having people looking at me like
How come you didn't start on time?
I'm on.
Exactly, and we are not on that time. All righty, so quickly, Steph Bee's one of the stars of the program that we have is Women Speaking Sports RVA. You are all right, so quickly give them the Steph Bee, who you are and what you do. So you're all things New York, not all things New York,
When it comes to sports,
but not,
absolutely.
but there's a divide. Not Mets, Yankees,
Mets,
Jets,
not Yankees.
Giants. Okay, so-
Giants, not Jets.
okay,
Rangers, not Islanders.
okay.
You know, that's all. I mean, but Giants all day.
And clearly, okay, so what can people expect to come with the Hustlers Hive today? You're on, I would think, Flores.
We're definitely going to be talking. First
the
of all,
NFL.
I want to acknowledge Black History Month by doing topics that are relevant to the Hive.
Mhm.
I'm a business strategist. I'm a cultural analyst. I try to look at things in a way that how does culture and business collide? And Brian Flores is a great reflection of that. Even when you can't really step outside a race like you want to, or like, if you felt you could, you can't. But there are other elements to this that play in that anybody could be impacted by. And so I'm going to demonstrate why you should support him no matter what you look like, because the power dynamic is playing against you too.
And okay, I tell you, I've been in the sales game a long time. You're gonna tell the people something with this that's gonna blow their minds.
I appreciate that.
Okay, because you bring it with a different angle.
I
Okay,
try to.
so one quick question: is Flores gonna coach in the NFL again?
Is Kaepernick playing?
Well, I think that answer is no.
It's one of those things with great power, they say, comes great responsibility. And Pastor Tiger Foot reminded me or made me aware that is a biblical statement, although we attribute it to Stan Lee and Marvel and all of this stuff.
Okay.
But he doesn't have enough power.
There is not going to be an owner who wants to stand out there and say, this is what it's going to be.
And that's, a big part about that too, is they have a responsibility of coming together, the ownership.
Right.
And if one of them steps outside of it, it opens the door to a lot of changes that I don't think they really want to make.
Okay, so the Eagles gave Michael Vick a second shot, but this isn't the Eagles. This is league-wide. He's pointing fingers at multiple people saying, you guys did this. Flores is going to get another job. You said no.
I really think it's going to be difficult. I mean, if you really think about it right now,
nothing Kaepernick has said has proven to be wrong. It's not like Kaepernick. We can 5 years later go,
He
look
was
at that
wrong.
guy. He
No.
was such a liar.
No.
He inflated things. I mean, we've had people die since then. Not, and I'm not laughing at that, but it's just like the amount of things
That's
we've seen transpire since then. And Kaepernick is at home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Steph Bee, the Brooklyn Betty with the business breakdown. But you have a new name too, don't you? You broke it out a couple weeks ago.
What? 16 bars of business all day. All day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is Steph Bee. I'm Mike King. She is one of the stars of the hit radio program, Women Speaking Sports RVA. It is here that you hear on The Choice 2 p.m. I'm going to go down through the roster. All righty. When I bring in Danielle Fitzhugh, Chesterfield Chamber.
First of all, what a sweetheart. Just even her tone of voice is very sweet, but don't play. She knows the sport.
Yeah.
Referees, she has a clear understanding of the technicalities of the game. And, it's just that element of someone who works in the world that she works in. There are certain responsibilities. There are certain things that she does or has to say, this level of business competence that you still feel when she applies it to sports. I like engaging with her. She's also very rational.
Lisa Tranny.
Oh man,
Cowboys fan.
And I can forgive her
because she's not the typical. Typical. I've never seen a Cowboy fan that wasn't obnoxious.
Yeah, open the dictionary and there's a picture of you just could you could just kind of exchange Cowboy fans, but she definitely isn't. She knows her game. And you know what I do appreciate? She's loyal to the soil. Right. There's going to be a lot of people who don't like the Cowboys and she stands firm with it. But again, not obnoxious. And another lady who knows the game.
All righty. Dr. Danny.
Dr. Danny, diehard Steelers fan.
Diehard
Steelers fan.
And she got a little bit of opinion too.
She got a lot of opinion. What are you talking about?
You guys got a lot in common with their opinion.
We do.
And sitting on opposite ends of the table.
As we should.
Yes, you should.
If you put both of us at one end of the table, you flip the table. It is too much. So you kind of spread the wealth.
So the idea, both of you guys really more than the other people bring the business side of the sport to the show.
Absolutely. She's stellar and runs Women's Business Center. She obviously understands business, the business element of things, how it impacts decision-making. And she had some really good opinions in regard to Flores. And interestingly, while we both have very strong opinions, which what business person does it? I hate to have to apologize for that, as though, me being female and having a strong opinion, I've got to apologize for it. No.
You ain't apologetic. You're non-apologetic.
We are unapologetic in it all. She's a businesswoman. I'm a businesswoman. We have solid opinions based on experiences and what we think.
Okay.
And I think that I loved her tape last week on Flores. And we, interestingly enough, we typically align.
You guys do
in a lot of those.
All righty, Carrie Ross.
Oh.
Tom Brady all day.
I missed her last week because, again, Tom Brady fan.
Of all of the times that she couldn't be there, it was that time.
The time when Tom Brady would announce his
she's
retirement.
not new with the Tom Brady thing.
Oh, no. She's not new to it. She's true to it.
That is true. And what she's doing, she's also out there making a difference she's talking practice players. She's talking, situational game day decisions.
Yes.
She's talking about clearing things up about Mahomes, and you guys touched on that. Mahomes and the fiance, whatever, spraying champagne. So you got all right, and then we have Star Mallory, the quarterback of the team.
So I'm a parent of a Gen Z and a young millennial, and I dig that crowd. I connect well with them. I think it's kind of why I do business the way I do, because I know the changes that are coming. This young woman is poised for greatness. She does a wonderful job QBing the show.
And all the things that go with it.
She's very prepared. And I want to say this, a lot of times you come across, generationally, people communicate differently.
Yes.
And it's not always comfortable or easy to be 20-something in the space with people who are, old enough to be your mother.
Yes.
And she's in there. And of course, we love her to death, but she really takes on that leadership role. And I'm happy to find
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Steph Bee on the mic with Mike. We got to get out of here. It is Steph Bee's time. So that is Women Speaking Sports RVA. It's going to be 6 to 7 a.m. ESPN on Friday, as well as 2 to 3. It's going to be on the Choice. It is going to be something that you guys, you don't want to miss out. So on the mic with Mike, Steph Bee in the Brooklyn, Betty with the business breakdown. 16 bars of business.
16 bars of business.
All right, she's up next with the Hustlers Hive. She's good. She's the best in the business. That's why I rock with her. I gotta get out of here. On the mic with Mike. Thank you, Minister. Because I don't want to get talked about. I'm going to talk about later. Talk to you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Star Mallory, and I am your quarterback for Women Speaking Sports RVA. I'm super excited to be on the air here at 106.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the mic with Mike. We're here at our Faith and Love Church. I am here with Miss Yolanda Hall. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so we had talked before. Let our listeners know you are a counselor.
Yes, I'm a youth life coach.
You're a youth life coach. And we've had that conversation about coaches and counselors.
Right.
Okay, let's start off with the credentials to get that out the way. We want people to know, you know what you're talking about and you got the credentials to back it up.
Right. So I think of myself as a counselor turned coach because I was a school counselor for 15 years working with middle school and high school students. Yeah, so that's what my passion is. The young people are my jam. I never was in elementary school. Even with my own kids, I had to wait till they got to middle school, and now we rocking. But middle school and high school is my jam. And so I did that for 15 years. And then I knew that there was something else for me to do, another way for me to serve with these young people. And I wanted to be to them what I needed when I was in high school and college. And so I became a youth life coach. And so I work with youth ages 15 to 25 and just help them to get out of their own head and out of their own way and live their best life with purpose, on purpose.
And we talk about when we talked before, we talked about what's going on in young people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
You see that. So what is it that jump from elementary school to junior high that does it for you? Is it like a certain level of understanding?
It is. It's a certain level of understanding and just the fact that they can communicate and articulate a little bit better. Right, especially when they have someone who will listen. We talked about that the other day. Like, what is it about the counselor and the PE teacher?
It's a feel that you
right?
get.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's not who's another person in the mix with those guys is the school nurse.
Oh, absolutely.
The school nurse, it's like the school nurse, the gym teachers, and the guidance counselor, because the guidance counselor is somewhere between the teacher and your parents, and they're a friend, and they offer you opportunities, because a lot of times the guidance counselor is bringing to you something there's a world outside of what you know, and the guidance, like my sister being from Philly, and she went to Clarion, which is on the other side of the state. Why'd you go there? Because the guidance counselor said, hey, have you ever checked out this place?
Right. It's exposure. It's exposure, and they're opening up a new world of opportunities, like possibilities that you didn't think were possible. We live in our bubble with our family, and sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. And that's how I was in high school. My family wanted me to succeed. They supported me, but they didn't really know how to guide me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a first generation college student, first generation college graduate. And so, coming out of New York, I just was like, I want to be for those young people what I needed.
So the step from New York, so Far Rockaway.
Right, Far Rockaway.
Shout out to Far Rockaway.
Shout out to Far Rockaway, yes.
What is that, the Q train?
The A train.
The
first stop on the A train.
The end of it.
The end.
Far Rockaway is the end. People always talk about like Coney Island's the end of the world. Far Rockaway is out there.
Right. Atlantic Ocean, like
it's
sand.
right there. You're looking at the ocean.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Far Rockaway, Queens to Virginia. What school?
So I came to Virginia Union.
Okay.
And I had all these aspirations to be a pediatrician. Don't ask me why. I was like, I'm gonna be a pediatrician and I'm work with kids. And I get here and I go to Union. Shout out to Union. I had some great years there, but I just didn't feel prepared to be a doctor. Like I was on the right track. And so in my junior year, I decided I could get state funding. I've been here for 2 years. I decided to go to VCU. And I changed my major because something happened when I got there. I changed my major and I was going to do a couple of different things, but I was coming out with a psychology degree. And after that, I'm like, what in the world am I going to do with a psychology degree? Like, you have to have a next plan after a psychology degree. It's a good foundation.
It's like general.
Right.
It prepares you for a lot of things, understanding, and that understanding plays into the next step of your life.
The next step of my life. It catapulted me into what am I going to do? And I was going to be a school teacher. And I went and did some field work, and they told me I had to ask for permission to go to the bathroom. I said, no, I can't do that.
No.
I can't be held in the confines of these four walls. So I remembered my school counselor. And just like what you were talking about, my school counselor in high school, oh my gosh, I just loved her so much. And she looked out for me. You know, I graduated 6th in my class, and but I was very quiet. I wasn't from Brooklyn. I went to school in Brooklyn. I wasn't from Brooklyn, so I kind of like was, you know, kind of planted there, and everybody kind of knew each other. But she took a liking to me. She listened to me. She knew what I wanted. She helped me get jobs. I worked for the Board of Education in New York. I worked for the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York. I mean, good jobs as a high school student. And so I remembered those years, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a school counselor. And I went into the high school, and the young men, they were kind of like, hey, shorty. I said, okay, I don't need to be here.
Don't need to be
Yeah, because I've been doing this young thing,
Yes, I hear you.
Right. So I've been looking kind of young, so I'm like, I can't really do this high school thing. Middle school was the perfect place. And I got there and I stayed there for 13 years. 2 of my years were in high school, but I just really enjoyed it. And just the energy they gave, like, when you're doing your hard work, the passion, living out your purpose, that's something you could wake up in the middle of the night and do. And if you could do it for free, you would do it for free.
So let's talk about the young Yolanda going from New York to Virginia. How much of a difference culture shocking? So when you're talking to people and they say, how do you do it? If you're able to talk to a younger person now, what guidance do you give them?
Right. So leaving the state, first of all, was a huge thing, but I went to a place that was familiar because as a child, I traveled here during the summers. As a young person.
Oh, okay. So you knew the area.
Right. Now, granted, these are distant family members and, our connection had passed on. And so I didn't really communicate with them that much, but I knew they were here. I felt the support that was here. But I just felt like I want to leave home. I was an only child. And so it was like all eyes on me for all these years. And so I wanted to branch out where I could go far enough from home where they had to drive to come see me. They had to call me first.
They wasn't just gonna pop up.
No. Right. And so I just took that leap. And I left, and 3 other girls from my high school came to the same college with me.
What high school was that?
Bishop Loughlin Memorial High School in Brooklyn. Yes, Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Shout out to Bishop Loughlin. So we just celebrated our 30th year. I'm telling my age.
There you go. That is true.
Yeah, high school graduation.
So you get the idea that you want to save the world. Now you and your husband on that same mission. The Halls are on the mission of saving the world.
Yes.
When you look at that, how do you put that together? Okay, so when you do, he's doing his thing, making moves, you're doing your thing, you guys are married couple, whenever he's doing something, he's shouting out his wife. Absolutely. Because that is something that a lot of these people don't see. Professional Black man, professional Black woman, and on top of they're married, and they're both out there trying to change the world.
Yes.
Let's talk about that travel, that path, and what that means. And then we're going to get into your program.
Okay.
See, we're laying a foundation on the mic of Mike, ESPN Richmond. That's where we're coming to you from. It's like the Batcave. We're here at Faith and Love Church.
Yes.
In the background, we got Steph Bee, the Brooklyn Betty with the business breakdown. We're here. We like to thank you. She's doing that thing. Talking sports today, but she's talking business as well. Her program is called The Hustler's Hive. It is on The Choice from 2 to 3. It's also on ESPN Richmond on Fridays. So let's talk about putting the program together, what exactly it is, and how do girls be part of it, as well as what do you mean?
Well, you can't let me forget to shout out my husband, because you built the foundation.
I'm not a real radio man. I
was like, I got my chance. I'm about to shout him out.
And all of a sudden, I forgot and moved on.
Yes.
If I had radio training,
right,
then I would have known.
You're doing it, Mike.
Okay, so here, I first came in contact with Mr. Hall through like Coach Hicks and that crew. Right. So he's down with them, Vinny Blanco, James Harris, the whole idea of that group of men who are out there making a difference. And so I start to see his name. You came about because you won the prize.
Yes,
With
at a mental health rally.
yes.
I bought a raffle and I won the prize to get a commercial on your show.
And I did not disappear. I didn't know nothing about it. Knew
we were struggling. Yeah.
I was, I knew, but I didn't even know who won.
Right.
I didn't know, and I really didn't know. What's your name?
Alicia.
And I didn't know Alicia that well.
Right.
So I was just like, hey, this is what I'll give to the program. Well,
Right.
I didn't see her.
Which was
and
amazing.
I kept asking Dr. Danny, whatever happened?
Right.
Shout out to Dr. Danny and the Women's Business Resource
Yes.
Center. If you have a business and you're out there as a professional, you need to connect with the Women's Business Resource Center over Virginia Union. 95, they help you with things like funding, organizational help, all the things to help make your business successful. Dr. Danny runs that. 95% of the services they provide are free. They're a nonprofit. So,
and you connected me with her. So
Dr. Danny's out there doing some phenomenal things. That's the people who are in our crew, the people who believe that the world could be a better place. I'm out there minding my business. So when I'm not paying attention to you, I run into your husband.
Right.
And
Right.
see, I'm like, man, okay, this guy's doing some phenomenal things. Next thing you know.
And he will let you know that I
Yes.
am his wife and that
and I get a
we
call
need to
from
connect.
you because Tammy Mobley's like, my king, you need to talk to her. And I'm like, who?
She's
what?
waiting on you.
Then
That's
all
right.
of a sudden, I put you two together.
Mhm.
He came on the program. Like, shout out to him and his program doing phenomenal things. Okay, it's
Yes.
your elevator pitch for Mr. Hall.
Absolutely. So shout out to my husband, Curtis Hall, AKA Coach Curtis. Your Philly brother.
No doubt.
yes.
North Philly to be exact.
Yes.
We ain't, that,
Look, I'm about to distract you again.
it ain't the other places. Shout out to Dryde Avenue in that area.
Absolutely, absolutely. But he is New Collar Solutions and he is coaching young men of color, ages 10 through 18. He is out there making a difference in the world and just providing that safe space for young men to come and, just to get whatever they need. Again, get out of their own way, get out of their own head and just step into their greatness. We got some great news last night that one of his clients got accepted into John Tyler. And, it was a long journey, but we're just so proud of him. And I'm so proud of Curtis for the work that he's done. And just really, sticking in it with him and going through the journey with the young man and just really helping him be able to see the possibilities that we
Yes, he didn't
about.
see before Coach Curtis showed up.
Yeah.
He didn't have an idea
Right.
of what was out there.
Right.
And
And he
then
knew where he wanted to go,
but
but
they didn't
he
have
was
the way
still
to
kind
make
of
it.
like, how are we going to do this? Yeah.
That's how it, and what is it like when now you're standing off to the side and you see the magic happen with the two of them?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about what that's like.
Oh, yeah, because, we can't really discuss our clients, our conversations and our sessions and stuff like that, but we always kind of, just kind of talk generally with each other about what's going on. And so, we swap ideas and we swap resources and things like that. And so just to be able to see him growing as a coach, number one, and getting to the place where he is, but then him being able to be that force for that young person and to be another person in the village. His motto is, it takes a village, let us be a part of yours. And he plants himself inside the village and, he has a relationship with the mom as far as, we're here together for the sake of your son, and he has a creed that he teaches the young person to say, which is like an affirmation that they say. And, affirmations are something that you say it, even if you don't believe it yet. And you keep saying those positive things, putting them out into the universe. And eventually you start seeing those things come to fruition. And that's what's happening.
The work that you see your husband doing, you just see how it's transforming him, but you're seeing how it's impacting the young people. So he's on the side with the guys. And you're on, let's talk about your organization.
Yes. So I am the owner of Unbreakable Minds Youth Life Coaching. And
where'd the name come from?
So Unbreakable, right? I'm just thinking about the fact that we don't have to be broken. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna experience challenges. We're gonna experience upsets. Things are not gonna go our way, but we don't have to suffer if we can get control of our mindset, right? And so we don't have to be unbreakable. We might bend, but we don't have to break, but you have to have the tools and you have to have the resources to be able to pick yourself up, and we talk about resilience, and people say that you bounce back, but I like to say that you bounce
You
forward.
bounce forward. That's what you told me the other
Right,
time.
right.
Because you're never going back.
You're never going back. You're going to take those experiences, you're going to learn from them, and you're going to realize that it's all a part of your journey to get you where you're supposed to be. So unbreakable, and then Minds is all about mindset. Any room that I'm in, the first thing I'm talking about is mindset. And I started out coaching boys and girls, but when he decided that he was going to coach, I said, well, hey, I have young people who are out there that I've worked with over the years. And as I get boys, then I can just send them to you, because I know that they need to see a Black man that's out here doing their thing, and somebody else to add to their village that can
building the business together.
Building the
Okay,
business
let's
together.
talk about that.
So we're doing like this. We're getting closer and closer to each other. And then now with you and a couple of people, they're talking about being a married couple and being able to withstand our marriage and our love for 15 years. We've been together 16, married 15.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And just growing together in love, and just keeping God first, and raising our 2 little girls. So definitely Unbreakable Minds was something that was destined to happen. And I'm so excited because, I'm seeing these girls getting this clarity. It's kind of like they know that they want something more, but they're not really sure how to get it. And they have a lot of limiting beliefs that's holding them back, that's keeping them from their greatness.
So those are life scripts. Like
Yes.
all the things that we were told when we were growing up.
Yes,
Those things stick with you. I'm 62. Those things stick with you.
absolutely.
You really have to go to break them.
Mhm.
I mean, it takes a lot. Somebody has to come into your world. It's like that you and your husband are sort of paying it forward.
Mhm.
Is you're changing people's lives. Let's go to the business side of it, since I always say it's a business show. Let's talk about the business of being a coach.
Mhm.
You guys run a business together. What's the hardest part?
Oh my goodness. The hardest part is making sure that we are different, right? Because there's hundreds of people out there doing the same thing that we're doing, right? There's youth life coaches all over the place, and now that we have this virtual space, anybody can meet with anybody anywhere.
Okay.
But we just pride ourselves in saying, let's find a way to be different, right? And so that was one of the hardest things, is just trying to think outside of the box and do some things that are different, just to help the young people know that we're here, and to create those safe spaces for them. So I have individual one-to-one coaching. We have small group coaching, because I believe that there is not a lot of knowledge and resources among the young people, which is why I love this focused population, right? If you sit down and listen to young folks, you will realize that they're going to tell you, and they're going to give it to you straight with no chaser, right?
And it might be a little rough for us to take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But when you're in a position and you posture yourself to receive, and to know that when they come to the table, that they're experts on their lives, that's the difference from being a counselor. When I was a counselor, I was telling people how to get it done, and now I'm asking them questions, because they have within them the answer, but they don't know it.
So that's one of Mike. That's why my own business radio show. I just learned the difference. The coach and the counselor.
Yes. Now the counselor asks questions as well. The counselor, recognizes the strengths within the young person, but you're giving a lot more guidance, and you're telling them, using different approaches to kind of help them, get clear on life. But when you are a coach, you are asking the right questions.
Gotcha. Okay.
You are asking the right questions.
One of Mike
Yes.
is Mike in the hall with us, Unbreakable Minds.
Yes.
There you go. All right, you have something big coming up. What do you have coming up?
Yes. So I have added to my service that we will be doing vision boarding, because we know that if you can visualize something and you can see it happening, in your mind's eye, then you have, like an 80-something% chance of making that thing come to life. And so we are doing vision boards. And so this Sunday, Valentine's Day is coming up. And before we get caught up in all the hype of Valentine's Day, we want to talk about the most important love that we have in life. And after, our creator, our next important love is our love for self.
Okay.
And so I am sponsoring a vision board party for college queens out there, for them to come online, and we're doing a virtual vision board party, and I'm just so excited about it. And it's going to be on Sunday on Zoom at 5 p.m. from 5 to 6:30. And
Is Chris, do you know Dr. Chris Coop?
I don't.
For some reason, I thought her daughter was
Is
doing
she in
something.
college? We need to call her. No.
I'm gonna make the connection. That's what I do.
Right. But
Okay.
it's loving you in 2022, loving you and loving all of you in 2022.
Okay.
And so, understanding that self-love is the foundation for, if you have a vision out there, something that you're destined for, and that you want to achieve, that we get clear on putting ourselves first and doing what we need for ourselves. Self-preservation, self-care is not selfish. We have to save ourselves before we can save the world. And so I want to share that with the young queens. And so we're gonna talk about self-love, and then we're gonna put our vision together for 2022.
All righty, on the mic with Mike Yolanda Hall's here with us. How can people find you one last time?
Yes, so we're at Unbreakable Minds Coaching on Instagram and on Facebook. And I also have a link tree.
There you go.
And link tree is also Unbreakable Minds Coaching. And on the link tree, there are so many resources, some interviews and some shows and podcasts that I've done. And I also have this amazing playlist.
There you go.
Amazing playlist that if you wanna get that vision together and you wanna get the fire under you and remove all the blocks out the way and live life on purpose, get that playlist and you will take care of business.
On the mic with Mike, we bring you the best and the brightest. We'd like to thank you for coming in. Shout out to your husband. One last time, how do we find him?
Yes, and he's at New College Solutions on Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. So yes.
On the mic with Mike, coming to you from the campus of Faith and Love Church. We're here. You can follow me on hashtag Mike King Biz, hashtag on the mic with Mike. ESPN Richmond 106.1, 5 to 7, The Choice 2 to 3 every day, as well as International Business Growth Radio on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're taking it global. I'd like to thank you for your time. On the mic with Mike, we're out. We got to go. As I always say, the microphone ain't free, plus my grandkids need stuff.
Right.
So we got to shout out to our sponsors. Tom Trivia Credit Card, Andy Taylor Junk Luggage, Mama Michelle's Cafe, Poplar Springs Hospital. Oh, they're also on the mix with us as well. They have radio program. They're here in the building. So shout out to Lamar making things happen. So we got to go. On the mic with Mike. The best around. We'll talk to you soon.